Hello everyone, my name is Adriana Ortega and I have my audience right here. I'm so tired of even thinking about my topic. Wait, was I even talking? Am I hallucinating? What even was my topic? Do I even have a topic? Our topic today is going to be sleep deprivation and the negative effects that could emotionally and physically damage us. Today I'll be discussing those negative effects, what sleep deprivation is, and how it causes danger to our bodies in different ways. We'll be discussing sleep deprivation and the main causes of harm and how it could affect us emotionally and physically. Has anyone ever experienced the consequences of sleep deprivation? I know a lot of us have, but have you ever experienced how dangerous and emotionally damaging these effects can be? Sleep deprivation, also known as insufficient sleep, is described as repeatedly not getting enough sleep as you need. People can become sleep deprived for things such as your social life, your personal life, school, work, or etc. This leads to a lack of alertness during the day and over time. It also gives us mental and physical loopholes. It's dangerous and can also cause major harm to our bodies, especially if it's abused long term. What we need to do is recognize how dangerous this can be to our body and make sure to prioritize sleep. As much as you put yourselves at risk, you also put other people at risk, as much as even if you don't want to, and can cause physical damage to our bodies and can even cause emotional effects. I did weeks of research to prove my points here for this project and have experienced the effects of sleep deprivation myself. Now that we looked at the basics, let's look at the statistic from National Sleep Foundation by Jay Summer and Abraham Singh. Drowsy driving is most likely to cause risks. Just like drunk, drugged, and distracted driving, drowsy driving can be just as unsafe and just as much of an issue, with 6,400 deaths a year according to the AAA Foundation of Traffic Safety. There's also 100,000 a year crashes, according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. You also make impulsive decisions. Your mind is not in the right mindset, and serious things such as serious jobs can be affected. If you work a job like a nurse, or if you work a job like a businessman, you could harm patients along the way, or you could ruin a project along the way too. It all depends on your situation. You start also taking risks. And according to the National Library of Medicine, an article by Leila Tagavi and Amir Ali Manzagarani, they say that there's an indirect impact of sensation seeking and risk behavior, and part of your brain that's responsible for self-control is actually altered by this. As much as these dangers could result in bad endings, there's also the risk and 100% conformity of other things that could happen, and consequences and effects that could happen no matter what. Second point are physical effects. According to the Better Health channel, sleep can impact diet and physical activity levels that may be affected, and you end up losing motivation. When you don't have enough sleep, you're not putting your 100% energy in. Long-term sleep deprivation can negatively impact your immune system also, and you could be at a higher risk for immune diseases or infections. There's also more of a risk for chronic diseases and diabetes. Sleep is linked to your regulation of blood and pressure, high pressure, low pressure, cholesterol, and all of those things. Those all relate back to sleep, and if you're not getting enough sleep, you're affecting that too. Not only can these damages affect our bodies, emotional effects can be just as serious. Recent studies at the Balance Rehab Clinic say 46% of people with below average sleep report that they have poor or very poor mental conditions. That leads back to my third point. You can develop psychosis and symptoms of hallucinations. And according to the National Library of Medicine, going without sleep can cause distortions or even hallucinations too. It can also lead to more serious mental problems and can manifest in even worse conditions such as schizophrenia, BPD, and more. You could also end up with severe depression and suicidal thoughts. Overall, the dangers of drowsy driving are more serious than we might think and should be taken as such. Today, I discuss what sleep deprivation is, how it's caused, the emotional and physical effects, and the risks that come with it. Sleep deprivation is a root problem to a lot of issues, and it can eventually lead to senses and worse situations. By prioritizing a decent amount of sleep, we are able to prevent life-threatening situations and situations that can put us in harmful positions to us and others. And even if we don't take care of our schedule as much as we want to, it's very important to prioritize at least getting as much sleep as we can. We are only doing damage to ourselves as much as we are doing to others. Thank you. I hope you guys are able to better understand how sleep deprivation affects us negatively and the emotional and physical effects. Thank you.